Evidence 3 by Gabriel Solis. Events of the last decade. Crisis of the Soviet system. Brezhnev, a Soviet Union indecisive leader and megalomaniac, took his country to the brink of economic collapse. The fall of the Berlin Wall. The successive fall of the communist governments in Eastern Europe allowed East Germans to find new routes to escape to the East. The North American Free Trade Agreement. Taxes and restrictions in the importation and exportation of goods were loosened between United States, Canada, and Mexico. The Persian Gulf War. Saddam Hussein, president and dictator of Iraq, decided to invade Kuwait. Terrorism, September 11 of 2001. The most remembered event in the terrorist attacks of the Twin Towers in New York. This caused US to invade Afghanistan and then Iraq. Terms. Globalization represents the global integration of international trade, investment, information technology, and culture. It's decided to open economies domestically and internationally to boost development in poor countries and raise standards of living for the people. Terrorism is the systematic use of violence to create a general climate of fear in a population and thereby to bring about a particular political objective. Terrorism has been practiced by political, nationalistic, and religious groups, revolutionaries and armies, intelligence service, and police. Unipolar world. When a single country who has the status of superpower and polarity, international politics. Nowadays, the world order is unipolar because USA is the only present superpower. Digital era. A historical period characterized by the existence of digital technology. Terms and events. The crisis of the Soviet system is connected with terrorism because it was an economical problem caused by the leader of a country, causing panic among people and problems. Also, it is connected a little bit with unipolar world because Russia was or is a superpower. The fall of the Berlin Wall is connected to globalization because it was an agreement between countries to get rid of the wall that was dividing a country. The Persian Wall was connected with the digital era because during the war there were new and better weapons and technologies that helped localizing people and places and launch bombs. The agreement of NAFTA is connected with globalization because it was a trade made between three countries to share, import, and export between them. The Twin Towers was an obvious case of terrorism. It was an attack against USA from the dictator Saddam Hussein, killing lots of people, causing panic and fear. Questions. Why did the globalization emerge? The globalization is not a new phenomenon. The world economy has become increasingly and interdependent for a long time. However, in recent decades, the process of globalization has accelerated. This is due to a variety of factors, but important ones include improved trade, increased labor and capital mobility, and improved technology. In most cases, what caused the terrorism attacks of the 20th century? Acts of terrorism became more prevalent to the world as political, religious, and social activities agitated for change. In the 1930s, Jews living in occupied Palestine conducted a campaign of violence against the British occupiers in a quest to create the State of Israel. How does the end of the Cold War relate with the unipolar world? Because at the end of the war, US became a superpower with international politics, and until today, USA is still the only superpower in the world. How has the digital era influenced today's society? From social networking to how we work, digital media is now integrated in much of what we do, improving our productivity, and facilitating how we interact and communicate.